Konnichiwa, watashi wa Amanda desu.
Konnichiwa, watashi wa Roland guest. Konnichiwa, Wes.
Okay, good morning and welcome to another ACCE 2016 live hangout. We're joined by Wes Warner today, and he has just returned from Japan, so that's why we've had this interesting attempt at speaking Japanese in our introduction. Hi.
Welcome back. Thank you. Hi. Hi.
Or hello.
Hello, will be. Arigato.
Hi, yes.
Arigato.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Or arigato gozaimasu.
Anyway, enough Japanese. So Wes is going to be leading a workshop a bit later on today that's all about a project he's been doing with his students that's 3D printing and creating digital avatars for their online identities. Can you tell us more about this exciting adventure?
Yeah, well, these the idea that comes around with the 3D printers or printed avatars is to create a link between the virtual world and the real world for the students. It's something that we've been finding that has been lacking. There's been a bit of a disconnect amongst the students.
Hang on now, I have to ask you a question. Why are we filling our classrooms up with 3D printers?
Well, my suggestion is we don't. We outsource it. It would be so much better for schools in terms of efficiency of time and people who are looking after those the 3D printers. And outsourcing is so much cheaper these days.
Would you outsource the purchase of these 3D printers to fill our classrooms?
No, we upload the files, and you get an instant quote, and you upload it and send it away, and it's generally back on your doorstep within about 3 or 4 days.
That's pretty cool.
Gee, that sounds like it could scale really well.
Yeah, and you've got multiple hubs to choose. So if you've got a large classroom of jobs to do, you can outsource to multiple hubs and still have it within 3 to 4 days.
Wow. So I guess traditionally in a classroom, if you even had one or you're lucky enough to have 2 or 3, each print is going to take a few hours. You have to wait carefully, and if someone bumps it.
And if there are if it's a ruined job, you don't have to pay for it. The person who owns the hub will decide whether they'll take on the job, and then they'll print that, and they'll only send through the job that's completed.
And do you find you still get that level of engagement with the kids where they have this 3D model that they've made, but then they visualize it and it comes in the mail, I guess? And
absolutely. One of the programs that we use called Flickr, aimed at Year 3 and Year 4 students, it renders it on the screen on the iPad itself. They can actually move it around, they rotate it, and it's fully articulated there on the screen. So they get a really good sense of what it's actually going to look like.
So can you show us some of the things that you've created?
Well, this one was produced...
I will move closer and hold them up to the camera.
Within 20 minutes. By one of our Year 4 students. Every part is fully articulated. The sword itself is printed in glow-in-the-dark blue resin.
Excellent. Better get me some of that.
So the head can come off, the body can come off. You'll that with the feet, he decided to choose 2 left feet.
Oh.
I think that was a bit of a mistake.
Is that a metaphor in that?
Maybe.
That's how I would describe myself.
Would describe me too as dancing.
So, and another one, because it doesn't have to be all, action figures. We've got one produced by one of the girls in the class. You'll see that's a cat, but you'll cat. And you'll see on the cat's head, there's actually different patterns, and that's part of with ThingMaker. You can actually apply different patterns to the shapes themselves, and depending on the program or the 3D hub that you use, will depend on the quality that you've got there, and that's down to 200 microns that's printed in.
And what else have you got?
We also have, this is my original prototype that I came up with a couple of years ago, and that actually has Tron inspired. It was what got me into IT many years ago.
Oh, now that's interesting, Wes. Can you explain the RFID tag there?
Yeah, so the NFC tag there is basically the kicker to link between the real world and the virtual world. Within that, we'll have a link to either a URL, a blog post, a video, or a picture, or a whole range of different things. But the point what I'm trying to get with the kids here is this would be sitting on their student's desk. Right, so everyone will know who their avatar is online because they'll physically see it on their desk.
Yep.
So they'll know who that is.
So how would they then use this?
But then this is also their key. So if they want to protect what they've got online, they're not going to give this out to anyone. It's like a physical key at home. Right? You're not going to give your house key to everyone. You're only going to give it to trusted people.
Yeah.
So if you want someone to have a look at your blog post, say, hey, have a look.
Wonderful. Well, what you've shown me is that you've embraced the idea of making the virtual world that they're seeing on their iPads real, and drawing that connection, maybe even solving some real world problems with these, with disability devices, or and we don't have to have necessarily anything more than just your application. The 3D printers can be outsourced by contacting them outside the classroom.
And I love the idea of affordability. Sorry, I just took the head off the cat. My apologies. But how much would something like this part cost?
The head and the torso there, and actually the whole body there was $3.
$3 for a cat.
$3 for a cat.
Student design cat.
How much for the cat? How much for the cat?
How much for that cat?
And if you come along to my session, you'll get a $10 off voucher off your first 3D print.
Oh,
wow,
wonderful.
That sounds
well,
amazing.
Thank you very much, Wes. I look forward to seeing how you deploy, and look forward to some of your posts and how you share this in the classroom.
I look forward to presenting.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Wes.
Bye-bye.